have Mars in the 8th house, this video is for you. Mars representing action, aggression, physical attraction and desires, movement, aggression, and assertiveness. With Mars in the 8th house, this is going to directly affect your finances, how you handle other people's money as well, inheritances, and shared resources. This is a house of death, occult, sex, mysteries, and transformation. Mars being here in the 8th house brings a lot of power to how one handles their money and others' money as well. The 8th house native may have to go through intense transformations within the ways they operate through resources. These are powerful creators and they love to dive deep into their passions. They can naturally attract a lot of abundance to them. They may at times experience power plays with how they share their money and resources though. They will want to be in a position of power, and they'll need to be mindful about how they choose to rule and operate. Mars in the 8th house can have a lot of discipline and devotion to their goals. They enjoy the power that comes as a result of their hard work. They might be secretive about some of the things they're doing until they know that they can trust you. Mars in the 8th house may also have been exposed to some harsh conditions growing up, especially within masculine energy. They're usually private about these things that they've experienced though, and they can be great protectors and defenders of anyone who's went through some form of abuse, but especially sexual abuse being in the 8th house here as well with Mars. These natives have immense sexual prowess and power. They need to be having really deep affairs with people they can trust. They will have a lot of sexual stamina available to them. They can be transformed greatly through their sexual affairs as well. It will be important for them to be careful though who they get involved with, because Mars here can attract dominant and aggressive partners sometimes. It's also possible that they can benefit from using their own sexual energy to create abundance. This could also be a great placement for a sex therapist. Mars in the 8th house has really great self-healing abilities and can heal and transform through their bodies greatly. They may not even realize it, but they can come off as naturally seductive. They can benefit greatly from others' resources and money, especially from masculine energy and sources, and that might flow easily to them as well. Mars in the 8th house has immense power to recreate themselves. They will be challenged to face their shadow side, face the anger and the ways they may like to control. And even if they're not trying to do these things, they may come up against people who are trying to do it to them. So boundaries are going to be really important for Mars in the 8th house here. And Mars in the 8th house can sometimes experience near-death experiences as well that will transform the psyche greatly. In some extreme cases, they can have violent or aggressive deaths. A good example of this is Marilyn Monroe and what happened to her. They will be drawn to explore areas of life that are hidden as well. Anything that goes underneath the surface and delves into the mind and the spirit. And Mars in the 8th house has the power to pull themselves out from unconscious living and not letting their subconscious rule their actions. They can also help others overcome this as well. It will be important for them to be independent over their finances as well. They're not really going to enjoy if somebody is trying to tell them what they can do with their money or how much they can spend and this and that. They might have some disputes over that. And at times, Mars can be impulsive here. They have the courage and stamina to take risk, and sometimes this can lead Mars in the 8th house to doing anything it takes to getting what they want without fully thinking of the consequences of their actions and how it affects other people and other people's money particularly. And Mars in the 8th house needs to be mindful as well to not try or control or possess their partners, because this can cause a lot of problems in their love life. But when they are in love, they are really always willing to go that extra mile. They may find themselves wanting to merge with their partners fully. Being here in the 8th house, this is a really powerful, in-depth house, and it can bring out really strong reactions and attraction and powerful feelings in people. So Mars in the 8th house will probably have no problem in attracting sexually, and will also want to be involved in deeply penetrating acts. Sex can be really important for these natives as well, where they actually express their power more openly and more often. They can be aggressive in their approach when they're attracted to someone, so they also need to be mindful of how others are and their boundaries, and be mindful of others' boundaries and needs. They will naturally come off quite dominant, though, in this area especially. It's also likely the Mars in the 8th house native will be attracted to powerful individuals with lots of influence and money. At times, this could even be a subconscious desire that they want to surround themselves around people like this or be like those people. And also, Mars in the 8th house can be prone to workaholism and trying to craft and create an ideal life. Mars here has a lot of power, ambition, and drive to get things done. They'll naturally strive to keep rising in their power. In some extreme cases, Mars in the 8th house, when really upset, will have no problem destroying and damaging another's property, because this affects other people's money and resources as well. So this is why it's important for Mars in the 8th house to have some self-control with their reactions, impulses, and anger, and hopefully find some healthy outlets to channel that energy into. And Mars in the 8th house can be quite a central placement as well. They're going to enjoy adorning their body and taking care of themselves, even more so if their lovers, their partners, want to do the same. And Mars in the 8th house needs to be mindful of their business partners as well, because at times this can cause aggression and fighting amongst them, especially if their partners don't agree with the Mars way of doing things. So they need to make sure that they're in business with people they can actually trust. And if not, they might have some disputes here and there, or even betrayals in extreme cases. So that's just something to be mindful of with Mars in the 8th here. And Mars in the 8th house, this placement holds a lot of magnetism to them. They can truly attract a lot of wonderful abundance without even really putting in that much effort, to be honest. And if finding suitable partners, they can accomplish and transform in really powerful healing ways together, whether it's romantic or not. If they find people that they can really work together well with, that is going to also bring them a lot of abundance, and even their partner that they end up with could also end up bringing them a lot of abundance, and they might not have to do that much work at all. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, show me some support. Also, I am still available for readings. I am offering birth chart readings, synastry and composite readings, transit readings, and return readings right now. So if you're interested in that, just hit me up at my email in the bio, okay? Alright, thank you for watching. Adios.